Okay. That's fine. I just want to let you know we're just we're going to make sure you have us, so we're good.
So fire is going to give us a date.
Okay, sounds good. All right, bye.
Do you want me to introduce myself too?
We're all good. So we'll ask you.
Okay.
We'll give you a cue.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll cross that bridge.
It's like always a little bit more when there's 5 of you rather than just one.
All right. We're good.
And then I think you're talking over in this.
Okay, that's where I was going to look. Is yep.
Okay, everybody, we good?
Is everyone good?
Everyone sounds good? We're good? Okay.
Name, spelling, title.
Sierra Hellstrom, Sierra Hellstrom. I'm the Public Information Officer with the Northern Utah Type 3 Incident Management Team.
Perfect. Okay, your update for us.
So the fire has actually been really calm today. We have seen some pockets of interior smoke and some heat, but not near to the level that we saw yesterday. So I think a lot of people are thinking that the fire is out or we've reached containment, but we do want people to know that there still is active fire in the area, and I've seen aircraft moving and we've got crews up in there. So that is the reason that the evacuation had remained in place up to today, is we wanted to make sure we could get through today's shift to assure that the lines would continue to hold throughout the wind and the weather that we were seeing.
We heard that possibly those evacuations would be reconsidered around 5. Have you reconsidered those? Are they still in place?
So we had a discussion with the emergency managers after the fire crews came off the line today. And what the plan is that we are planning on lifting the evacuations at 10 p.m. today from a red go status to a yellow set status, which means that the residents are allowed to come back into the area with the awareness that they may have to be prepared to evacuate again if conditions change. Having said that, we do have a storm front coming in. Our incident meteorologist has been telling us that we've got some really heavy winds and weather coming in from about 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So all of that is dependent on whether or not the fire holds through that shift. And we will do a final update to confirm that evacuation lifting. At 8 p.m., we'll do an update on the Utah Fire info page to confirm that that evacuation will lift at 10 p.m. again from a red status to a yellow status.
Do you still have firefighters up there now, or are they all come down?
There are still crews up on the mountain working right now. We try to push them a little bit later in the day when we're having good weather. So some of them have come off the mountain. It depends on which shift they were on. Some of the morning shift crews that were up in there a little bit earlier have come off. Some of them got started a little bit later today, so they'll stay up there a little bit longer. And right now we're currently have a GPS mapping going so we can get some more accurate mapping of the acreage.
Do you have an estimate of how many crew are on scene right now?
We had 150 as of this morning, and we had 2 crews show up and another one on the way. So I'm going to guess we're upwards of around 200, but that is an estimate.
And you're saying that there's still active fire. Is there any active fire that we can see from where we're standing now? And if so, where?
No, most of the active fire is not visible from right here. The area right behind us is a lot of the grassy area, and those fuels burned rather quickly. And so we don't see any active fire there. Most of the fire we're seeing is on the northern and southern flanks, where there's a little bit heavier fuels and vegetation, where the brush is thicker, and that heat is sticking in those fuels. That's where they've been doing most of the bucket drops this afternoon to try and squash those heat sources, because that Gamble oak can create a lot of ash that can jump for upwards to a mile. We were seeing it jump over 300 feet yesterday. So if we can knock those hot spots down when it's a little bit cooler before the weather comes in, it prevents those spots from slopping over the line.
Since there's the potential for you to lift your evacuations, are you confident in the perimeter closest to homes?
We're feeling very comfortable with the perimeter closest to the home. We're working on a map right now and hope to see some containment along that perimeter. We always want to remind the public that containment does not refer to a fire not having moved. It refers to the fire won't move, and that we're confident that there won't be growth in that direction. And we've had structure crews up along the communities all day working diligently, and we're feeling really comfortable about letting residents back into their home, which we wouldn't do if we felt like there was a really imminent threat.
Any damage to any of the homes? I know destroyed versus damage is different. So
as of right now, we have no reports of damaged structures or destroyed. It did burn right up to the home, so as they get insurance inspectors in there, there may be some more, but none visible that we know of.
Do you have have an update on the containment and acres burned?
We're still claiming 754 acres and 0% containment, but that is likely to get updated frequently. Right now, there's actually a helicopter flying behind me, and that's what they're doing is GPS mapping the perimeter more accurately. We didn't fly them earlier because we wanted to, A, make sure they weren't in the way of suppression air resources, and that we could get an accurate map at the end of shift today to see if we had any changes from yesterday's map.
We just in driving around the evacuated area, you know, just in these closer streets, it does appear that some people have chosen to come back, even though there is that evacuation order in place. You know, advice to them, thoughts there?
Yeah, some residents actually chose not to evacuate, and we're not in a state where we often go chasing in after people. So we always want to remind residents, you are coming back into an active fire area. Take that into consideration. People that may have difficult mobility may want to consider what that looks like if we have to evacuate again in the middle of the night. We wouldn't lift it unless we were confident that we felt comfortable in them being back there. But having said that, they still will be in a ready status to be able to evacuate at any time. So we want them to come in knowing that that condition might change and that there still will likely be active fire overnight behind them, and to not report that to 911. We will have crews. We have night shift on the ground. 24 hours a day we'll have crews up there for now until we feel confident that the fire won't move overnight.
Power is restored, right? Is any update there? Or?
Yeah, we worked with Rocky Mountain Power today. We did, they did de-energize yesterday. It was intentional as the fire was burning right up along the power line, that it causes more issues if a fire burns across a live power line than it does a dead power line. So as much as we know that impacted most of the Ogden Valley, it was intentional and it saved a lot of damage to the equipment. So Rocky Mountain Power came up early and we were able to work with them to get their drones in place and be able to do a visual inspection of the lines where they felt comfortable enough to re-energize all of those lines today.
Did the fire damage any of the lines up there?
As of right now, we don't have any major damage to it. They're doing some minor infrastructure infrastructure repair to it, but it wasn't damaged enough that it was causing any long-term effects.
What's your staffing look like overnight after like the 6 o'clock hour? Are you going to have multiple crews out there still? So
we'll rotate the staffing. We usually rotate about 6 p.m. Those tend to be our shifts, is 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. that they'll go out. So we will have a crew and a couple of engines. There will be structure engines along all of the communities the entire night, and then a crew roving in case there are any hot spots that we need to manage.
And can I have you just kind of reiterate what you said? So when they go back in, it's going to be yellow. Can you just differentiate that for me, and at what point would they get out of that?
Yes, we use what we call a stoplight way to do it, red, yellow, green. Green means ready, start preparing for a wildfire. Yellow means set, that you should get ready, pack your bags, have stuff in the car. And red means go, leave, evacuate. So they have been in a go, leave, evacuate, get out of the homes. So we're going to move to a set, which is the yellow, meaning stay prepared, keep your stuff packed in case something changes, but that we're allowing them back into the home. We have enough confidence that it won't grow that we're going to allow them back into the home, but not complete perimeter containment on this side where there still is some minor threat.
Now, I'm seeing some people drive in through past the evacuation zone. How are they getting past, and are you advising people to not do that?
Yeah, we're asking the general public to stay out of the area completely. Even when the evac lifts, we're hoping that the public stays down out of the area. That has been some of the issues, is we have a lot of heavy equipment up here working, and it does cause a lot of concern when we have people. I understand they want to come see the fire, get some cool shots of the helicopters, but it does cause issues as they're up in here. So there are closures, and we do have law enforcement around if people do go off of the closed areas, which is basically all of the dirt areas. And there's just a lot of trails and things up there that people know their way around. So we're just asking them to respect that closure, both for our safety so that we don't have to worry about them, as well as their safety, as even if they can't see smoke, there are still hot spots, there are stumps, there are holes where they could fall in. And there's a reason that the closure is in place, both for our safety as well as theirs.
Have you had any issues with the TFR and potential drone incursions at all?
We did have a drone incursion last night, and it happened around the same time we were getting ready to stand aircraft down because of wind anyways, but it does cause a concern where that was actually the initial reason we started standing the aircraft down, is because people were flying drones. So we always remind the public, drones of any size are not allowed over fires while we have an active TFR, and we are flying aircraft. And I would hate for that to be the reason that we have to stand aircraft down and ever lose a structure or community. In this fire, that hasn't been the case, and we were luckily able to hold it, but we have had fires before where drones are the reason we stand aircraft down, and then we end up losing structures. So we remind the public to respect all of the closures, both on the ground and in the air.
Anything else that you think that we didn't touch on that you want the public to know?
Yeah, we want to remind the public how much we appreciate all the gratitude and everything they've done. The first 24 hours is always a lot of work, a lot of stress for the teams initial attacking the fires. And so one thing we do want to do is thank them, and that we are really set on donations. We have so much stuff that people brought, and we're very grateful for that. But we do have food in place. We have a logistics staff and a supply staff bringing us food and water and everything like that. So if they want to do something, always help your local volunteer fire departments or your local fire departments. You can donate to them, or you can always, I mean, we love to see signs in the neighborhoods and things like that to show the support to the firefighters up on the mountain.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I'm glad.
Put them down my shirt because I think I'm just dripping sweat at this point. I don't know whose is whose. I might just let. I think I'm just gonna stand here and let you guys go at it because I don't know whose is whose.
No, that's
A solid plan.
I'm like, I don't even know where cords are at or what's happening. We got them all.
Thank you, Sarah. We appreciate you.
Perfect.